been 3 months since Hurricane Helene. In our last video, we shared the incredible story of a group of heroes from West Virginia. They came to these mountains to provide crucial firewood to communities living on the brink. The load pulling out. As temperatures plummet and winter tightens its grip, firewood has become crucial to survival. Today I want to show you what life looks like for the people they helped. People trying to survive in these conditions, now forced to live in a reality that many of us would find unimaginable. Tents, campers, and sheds that barely shield them from the freezing cold. People here are living in situations that mirror those of a third world country. This isn't some faraway disaster zone. This is Swannanoa, North Carolina. Our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, are huddled in makeshift shelters, clinging to survival in the bitter mountain cold. It's been 3 months since the flood. How is it possible in America, a land of abundance, people are living like this? Children without a place to call home. People are forced to carry firewood through mud and ice because they have no wagons or tools to help them. It's a reality that should make every one of us question our humanity, our priorities, and what we truly stand for. Wagon.
Wagon. Yeah, wagon would be really helpful. With mud tires, maybe even the sides on it. We're going to have a pile of firewood put right here for the community, disperse it along this area, and then people who come through for some warm clothes and food, some firewood with them too.
If anybody had a wagon, it would be greatly appreciated. This patch of land was once a thriving neighborhood where children laughed in backyards, gardens bloomed, and families gathered on front porches. Now it's a landscape of makeshift shelters, barely standing against the relentless cold. Families who lost everything now fight daily to survive in conditions that most of us would find unbearable. These sheds and campers aren't temporary. They're all these families have left. And the question that lingers in the freezing air is, how long can they endure this? It rained here yesterday, washing away the gravel that had been laid to improve access, leaving behind a big muddy mess once again. Every rainfall is a crucial reminder of the day the rivers rose and their lives were forever changed. And now as winter deepens, each night brings new challenges. Freezing temperatures, icy winds, and the ever-present threat of frostbite. The only thing standing between them and the brutal winter is the kindness of strangers. Selfless volunteers who come bearing firewood, warm clothes, tools, and hope. What's the name of this road? Does everybody know where y'all at?
Good Loop.
This is called Good Loop, and this is the Good Loop project. So we have 12 properties out here that we're currently working with, and 8 of them are going to be rebuilds. There's a couple restorations still left to do. But everything that's been done is at no cost to the property owner. There's only one property here, a trailer that Elizabeth got, and she took a FEMA check she got like 10 grand, but she had to pay to get the trailer torn down and a down payment on her new trailer. She owned her trailer before this, but now she has payments. So that's not like a win situation for us, but we didn't get to them in time. They had already started moving forward with the paperwork, so they didn't know that we were going to be available to do free rebuilds. So all the materials donated, all the labor is free. The property owners are told that they can only repair to 50% of their home value because that's the way they're doing the permits. You can only repair to half of what your home value is. They value this home at $52,000. They told the property owner he only can do $26,000 worth of repairs. Otherwise, he has to demo it and then rebuild it to new code standards. This was built in 1962. But if we put the labor and the materials for free, the property owner hasn't had to spend any money, and we can build them a $267,000 renovation, and they can't say nothing about it. But that's how it gets. You literally would have to take nothing from the government, none of their grants, none of their programs, and then rely on the people to rebuild you. And that's what some of these property owners out here, they're really counting on everybody not to lose focus on what's going on out here, and to come help them defend their lands, rebuild them, and then help them repopulate their community and restore their businesses so things go back to the way it's supposed to be, maybe even better.
Hope so.
God bless.
Yes. While the floodwaters receded months ago, the tide of bureaucracy has proven far more unrelenting. Local governments are drowning in red tape, state and federal aid tied up in paperwork. Government help is minimal and trickles in far too slowly for the families who need it most. Volunteers from across the country are racing against time, working tirelessly to deliver more sheds and campers to those still waiting. These families didn't ask for this, and yet here they are, fighting through unimaginable conditions. Their determination is astounding, but their reality is unacceptable. What's most heartbreaking is that it doesn't look much better now than it did 3 months ago. In many ways, it's worse. The scars left by Helene are no longer just physical. They are emotional, etched into the faces of those who survived. Every rainfall brings fresh waves of panic. Every gust of wind rattles their fragile shelters and their already fragile spirits. And the help they need is delayed by red tape. What they deserve is urgency, yet instead of solutions, they face inspections and hollow promises. That pile of firewood you see, it's more than just wood. It's survival. It's the difference between warmth and frostbite, between hope and despair. Volunteers split and deliver this firewood in bitter conditions, their efforts becoming the lifeblood of these families. Without it, survival would be an even steeper climb. This same scene is playing out in neighborhoods across western North Carolina. Everywhere you turn, the stories are the same. Shattered homes, businesses washed away, and lives left in limbo. Entire communities are fighting to rebuild, to simply survive. It's impossible not to feel the heartache for the children waking up every day in these makeshift homes, for the elderly trying to survive without the comforts and safety they once knew. But heartache alone is not enough. This right here should make you angry. Is this the best we can do? Americans living in sheds, relying on the goodwill of volunteers to keep from freezing to death? These families deserve more than tarps and firewood. They deserve dignity. They deserve homes. They deserve to rebuild their lives. To every volunteer who has come here, whether you carried a shovel, swung a hammer, or simply offered a shoulder to lean on, thank you. You've reminded us of what it means to care, to give, and to stand together when it matters most. Because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Showing up, giving what you can, and refusing to let Appalachia face this alone.
Old Bill standing behind enemy lines. There's been a lot of bad things that closed their minds. Blanket of silence falls over Appalachia. This town used to come to life at night. Can't feed your kids, you're gonna feed your vines. Let it said no work where the sun don't shine. Blanket of silence falls over Appalachia. Not sure the work's coming back this time. Been calling out since I smelled the amber. I've been singing this song what seems like forever. Blanket of silence falls over Appalachia. They always tell a pretty promise come November. Old Bill standing behind enemy lines. Wear something to swallow all this pride. Blanket of silence falls over Appalachia. Might just swallow a pill or two instead this time. Put you out to pasture, not another time. Close the book on the shelf to find another line. Blanket of silence falls over Appalachia. I've been wasting time here going out my silence falls over Appalachia. These mountains call me home and I call them mine.